a Florida biker commits a violent murder.
I saw bullet holes that penetrated roughly 5 walls.
Marvin Carson takes dramatic steps to change his look, then goes on the run.
I could have walked in the cop shop, they wouldn't even have known me.
Authorities must find him before a rival biker gang does.
If the outlaws caught up with him, I would never see him again.
Investigators are frantic to catch this madman.
It was only a matter of time before he might kill again.
Turning myself in is against my religion.
Marvin Carson lives by the code of the open road. A 43-year-old biker from Central Florida. He believes in the biker credo: live free or die. In 1991, he puts that to the test.
Being part of the biker culture was like living in the old West. You know, you took care of your own problems.
Carson believes in making his own rules and dictating his own form of law and order.
Somebody rapes your sister, you don't call the law. You go over and you shoot the son of a bitch. I don't live by other people's standards. I don't recognize anybody's right to tell me how to live my life. You know, who died and left them in charge?
Carson is living and working odd jobs in Floral City, a quiet and rural town 25 miles east of Tampa, Florida. June 27th, 1991. On a summer day, Carson receives an emotional call from his friend Kat Barker.
Hey, babe, how you doing?
No, I'm pissed.
She just broke up with her biker boyfriend, Judd, and she needs Carson's help.
And he's got some of my stuff.
Kat called me and told me that Judd had left, that they broke up, and she had an old three-wheeler over at his house in the trailer. She asked me to go over there and get it.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
I knew I could count on you.
All right, see you later.
Carson agrees to help Kat get her motorcycle back. He waits for Judd to leave his house. Then he makes his move. Judd returns and finds the bike missing. He suspects it was Marvin Carson. Judd enlists the help of Richard Hawk, a dangerous individual with ties to a notorious biker gang, the Outlaws.
As anybody in law enforcement will tell you, they have a reputation for taking names and definitely extracting punishment from people who cross them.
What's up, brother?
Hey, Carson, came right in here like you own the place.
They are known to do some very violent things.
Get your piece. Let's go handle this.
Hawk and Judd decide to start intimidating people. They want the bike back.
Let's do this.
They start by paying a visit to two of Carson's friends, known as Trooper and Jesse.
They threatened Jesse. They took him at gunpoint, put him in the van.
Get in the back!
Had him take him around to where Trooper was working at this auto place and went in and took him out of the place at gunpoint. They told him they were going to kill me and they were going to beat them up if they didn't give the stuff back.
Your boy Carson done messed with the wrong man. I know he went in my garage and took my bike.
Trooper and Jesse are completely in the
I don't
dark.
know what you're talking about, man.
They know nothing about Carson taking the motorcycle.
Don't even shut up! Okay.
I'm telling you.
They scared Trooper so bad that he pissed on himself.
You hear me?
Tell him whatever you want.
I hear you, man.
Judd and Hawk are satisfied that they got their message across. They let Trooper and Jesse go.
You tell Carson I'm coming for him.
They immediately call Carson and tell him that trouble is brewing.
Then he's gonna come after you, he's gonna kill you or something.
Carson won't back down. He refuses to give the bike back.
If you want to get these guys, got some serious firepower, man.
Hawk and Judd are furious. They want to rattle Carson. They wait until the next day, and they strike again. This time, they go after Carson's friend, Mike Richardson.
Damn, what's going on, man?
Judd wrapped his hands up with duct tape and was threatening to beat him up, and Hawk pointed a gun at Mike Richardson.
Check it out, dude.
Yeah, man.
You tell Carson I want my shit back.
And he didn't have nothing to do with it. He didn't even know what was going on.
You got that?
Damn, Judd, man.
Hawk and Judd still aren't getting the results they want.
Call him up.
I'm calling
Finally,
him, man.
they call Carson directly.
Who is this? Hey, it's Judd, man.
Carson knows the feud has reached a tipping point.
No, man. No, you.
Hawk was more or less a lot like I was, you know. He didn't make idle threats.
You just try it.
I got a real problem because these guys are drunk and they're armed and
I'm gonna kill you.
they're really stupid.
What the hell is that about?
Just trust me.
He's worried that Hawk and Judd are going to come for him in the middle of the night.
I got some guys. Can you like go to your sister's house or something like that?
What is going on?
I made my girlfriend Marilyn leave the house because I was afraid they would come up there and she'd get caught in the crossfire.
He goes to bed, but he isn't taking any chances.
And I was laying on the floor with my AK-47 and my dog.
Carson spends a restless night waiting for bullets to fly.
I didn't want to have to face what was coming. I knew it was going to be bad however it went.
Hawk and Judd don't show. June 29th, 1991. Carson's friends show up at his house. They want to retaliate. According to Carson, he agrees to go see Hawk and Judd. He wants to try and work out the problem with Hawk face to face.
Let's go. Come on.
They don't take any chances. They arm up for the meeting.
I got a 44 Ruger Red Hawk, gave it to Mike. I got my AK. Well, most people looking at an AK with a 30-round clip in it are going to lay down, you know, an intimidation factor. I'm thinking, well, maybe if I can go over there and get the drop on them, once I can talk to Hawk face to face, that I can straighten Judd's lies out.
Go.
Hawk and Judd have no idea that 4 men, armed to the teeth, are heading their way.
And I told Jesse and Trooper to go around back. I said, if Hawk comes out the back door, I said, shoot him.
Carson and Richardson head to the front door.
Yo, this time was not right. Put my cheese on.
Inside, a biker steps up to change the music. He hears a noise outside. Carson is caught off guard when the door opens. He strikes hard and fast.
I just turned the AK around and hit him between the eyes with it. Knocked him back across the room.
According to Carson, Hawk immediately dives for a weapon.
I'm standing there with the AK pointed at him, yelling, no, no.
Put it down! Do it!
All of a sudden, everything was just slow motion. Mike pops in the door, pointing the Ruger 44 at him, and he saw Mike, and he pulled the trigger, and the shot went between us. Mike hit Hawk in the groin. I fired 3 times with the AK. He went down on the floor.
Come on.
Carson turns his focus to Judd and uses his AK-47 to deliver a message.
Told him, I said, I ought to blow your head off, you son of a bitch. You caused this. He deserved something. Could have beat his ass. I'm not a killer. And I just turned around and walked out.
They flee from the murder scene, but they've left eyewitnesses to the murder alive. They decide there's no choice but to run.
Oh, yeah, that sums it up, you know. Life as you've known it is gone.
Judd waits until the coast is clear. They call 911. Bill Farmer was a homicide investigator for the Sumter County Sheriff's Department back in 1991.
I want you to get a close-up of this later on.
I received a call. I proceeded to the Hart residence. I observed what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the chest. There was a bloody area on his shirt to the chest. Also one to the groin area, blood coming out of his jeans he was wearing.
Investigators comb the crime scene for evidence. Farmer notes the power of the weaponry used, an AK-47. It's an assault rifle capable of 600 rounds per minute.
I saw bullet holes that penetrated roughly 5 walls all the way back to through the bathroom to the back bedroom.
Farmer knows he has a highly dangerous fugitive on the loose.
He was a very intimidating type guy, and he used intimidation to get what he wanted. We considered Marvin Carson armed and dangerous. He was a fugitive.
Investigators question the witnesses at the crime scene. Judd wants to see Carson go down.
And these guys come busting in, and then they shoot my boyfriend.
He tells police that Carson could be hiding out at his girlfriend's house, and he offers to take police straight there.
We were hoping that he was there and it would be over real quick.
Russell Merritt is a homicide investigator with the Sumter County Sheriff's Department. He is one of the sheriffs to respond to the scene.
We actually thought that at that time that there was an armed person in there with an AK-47. When you first arrive like that, your heart rate's up, you let your guard down, then you're going to be a victim.
The SWAT team storms the house, prepared to take Carson down. June 29th, 1991. Marvin Carson murders a rival biker. Now he's on the run, but police are tipped off that he's staying at his girlfriend's house. The SWAT team moves in for the capture. The SWAT team conducts a thorough search of the residence. They don't find Carson.
Apparently Marvin Carson had left earlier.
The police don't find Carson, but they do uncover some disturbing evidence.
She had a large amount of AK-47 ammo and extra clips for the assault weapon, and we collected all that as evidence.
Clips for AK-47s. We got our man.
Yeah.
Sheriff Bill Farmer is determined to stay on Carson's trail. He digs deeper into the investigation and learns that Carson is no stranger to violent activity.
Marvin Carson's got a history of violence in the past, of confronting people that he feels has done him wrong.
Years earlier, Carson walked into a Florida bar and a fight broke out.
He got involved in a disagreement with a gentleman at a bar over near Tampa. Over a young lady, a 19-year-old girl.
Although details of the murder are unclear,
You're not worth it. You're not worth it.
Get out of here.
Carson reportedly walks away from the fight.
That's right, walk.
A baseball bat catches his eye.
I thought, well, I'll go see what this guy's problem is.
Carson came up behind him without any warning whatsoever and hit him in the back of the head. And with one blow, He knocked this guy into a coma from which he never recovered.
Carson's victim dies from his injuries.
I feel like the guy got what he asked for.
Carson served 5 years in the state prison for second-degree murder.
After that first bid, I found out what prison was like. I had no desire or intention to ever go back.
2 decades later, Carson is wanted for murder again. At police headquarters, authorities scramble to notify local agencies that a hardened criminal is on the loose. He's killed twice, and police believe he'll strike again. Carson's criminal history gives him an edge. He's been around fugitives before, and he knows the steps he has to take to stay on the run. Carson and Richardson split off from the group. Then, Carson ditches the murder weapons in a swamp. Carson and Richardson know they need a temporary safe house.
At that point, I had no idea what to do, other than I couldn't go back for a while. The only thing I could think of was to just let some time pass.
Richardson's mother lives in Daytona Beach, Florida. They head there to hide out for a couple of days.
Please come in.
They believe it is their best shot to stay under the radar. Carson realizes that he stands out in a crowd in his biker gear. He ditches his biker clothing for a whole new look. Carson is determined not to get caught. He removes one of his most identifiable features.
I wanted to look like a retired Yankee, Got a million of them down here, snowbirds, just joined the flock.
Carson believes he looks nothing like his picture on his wanted poster.
I could have walked in the cop shop, they wouldn't even have known me.
While Carson creates a new identity, word of the murder reaches his family. His 2 sisters hear that Carson is on the run, and they find out why.
I got a call from my sister. She said he had shot someone.
Oh my God.
It took me a while to comprehend that something like this could actually happen. I was totally in shock. I was like, what happened?
The murder details don't add up for Carson's sister.
Unfortunately for him and everybody else, there were 3 witnesses in the trailer, 3 other people, which if my brother had intended on going in and killing Hawk, he would not have left any witnesses.
Police ratchet up their investigation and develop insight into why Carson committed the homicide.
Marvin Carson's got a history of violence in the past, of confronting people that he feels has done him wrong. He felt that Richard Hawk had done him wrong, and he went to his house to confront him, and the shooting occurred.
Sheriff Farmer now has another problem on his hands. Word on the street is the outlaws have a contract on Carson's head. Farmer knows he has to move fast.
I felt like I needed to find them first before the outlaws got to them, or I might not have anybody to talk to reference this case. It was almost like a contest between the outlaws and us to who could get him first.
It was a well-known fact that you didn't cross them, I mean, if you got crossways with one of them, you got crossways with all of them.
Even Carson's family is concerned. They know there's a good chance the outlaws could get to Carson before the police do.
If the outlaws caught up with him, I would never see him again, I'm sure. They would kill him and bury him in a ditch somewhere, and that would be it.
Carson and Richardson now have law enforcement and outlaws hunting for them. They decide they need to split up and leave Florida. Richardson escapes to Vermont, while Carson decides to head to Louisiana.
There's just too many people in Florida that knew me. You've always got somebody that's going to go to the cops. I don't care where you're at.
Carson is running, but he's not running scared.
I wasn't worried about those people. I still had a gun. And at that point, I got nothing to lose. I already got a homicide warrant on me. What are they going to do to me?
Carson knows that he needs cash to stay on the run. On his way to Louisiana, he stops at a meatpacking plant in Lakeland, Florida. His friend David Blanton owes him money.
And I called him coming out of Likes Brothers where he worked and told him what happened. One of his friends was with him.
Give me an hour and then I can.
And his friend went home and told his wife about it, and she called the cops.
While Carson waits for his cash, police are being told his exact location. July 1991. Marvin Carson is on the run after murdering a man in Florida. As he gets ready to jump the state line into Louisiana, he makes a mistake.
Barnes. Carson.
He stops to get cash from a friend. He's tipped off to police.
I think I've got a hot lead, and possibly this is where Carson's at.
Carson gets his cash and takes off. When police arrive on the scene, Carson is gone without a trace.
You never know who you can trust. They didn't miss me by much.
Of course, we run down leads like this all the time, and sometimes you get your hands on these people, sometimes you don't. They keep right on running.
Nobody's ever been able to find me when I didn't want to be found. You know, it's not the first time people have been looking for me.
2 weeks into the investigation, police get a new break. They receive a call that bikers are causing a disturbance at the home of Carson's girlfriend in Floral City, Florida.
I had some people over there that was trying to buy my bikes, and they'd been over there and they'd been cranking the bikes.
Police respond, and they see Carson's girlfriend leaving her house. She's with a man who fits Carson's description. Police think they have a positive ID. They move in and surround the vehicle.
Hands on the car, hands on the car. You're under arrest, Carson.
I'm not Carson.
They've got the wrong man. Investigators are getting frustrated.
Not him. Looks like we may have made a mistake here.
Yeah, right.
All right.
We just felt like it was only a matter of time before he might kill again, to stay, on the run. Anybody else who gets in his way, he could kill them also. He had safe houses and biker groups around the nation that he could go to and that they would hide him. A lot of their people are on the run, and they provide safe havens for them to hide from the law.
My big advantage was that I had a lot of friends, that the bikers and the rednecks, none of them like cops, and if they could help somebody that's on the run from the law, they'd do it even if they didn't like you.
Carson can feel the heat, and he wants to get out of town. He catches a bus in Orlando and travels 1,000 miles to Shreveport, Louisiana.
I had never been in Louisiana in my life, so I figured that would be a good place to go. There would be only 4 people there that knew me. My friend and his wife and his 2 kids.
Carson settles into a quiet routine in Louisiana, but he doesn't get complacent. He starts reading up on how to become an even better fugitive.
I read all these underground books on how to get lost and stay lost, how to change your identity. For the first couple of months, I didn't do much of anything except stay around the house and read and watch TV.
Carson feels like he's done enough to cover his tracks, but he doesn't like the idea that he has to run and hide from anyone.
When you're out there, you really don't have any control over anything. You have control over your actions, but even if you're really on top of everything that you're doing, there's still ways that they can get you.
Carson continues to draw from his criminal experience. He knows he shouldn't risk going out on the open road. He stops driving completely.
The main thing that I knew about fugitives and fugitives being caught by the cops were that they were usually picked up on traffic stops.
The only time Carson leaves his hideout is to go running. He's trying to lose weight to change his appearance.
I was cutting down on my calories and doing a lot of exercise, and that pretty much totally changed my appearance.
But his plan backfires. What he doesn't realize is that he stands out.
That I noticed that I was the only one in town jogging, you know.
Carson's big figure running down the road arouses suspicion.
This one cop was sitting down by this mall, and I started jogging every day from my friend's house, and I seen this guy looking at me. He was sitting in his car, you know, at this one place, and he was there every day. I don't know what he was doing. But it was just like 2 or 3 days in a row, you know, and I was running the same route.
The officer moves in for a closer look.
When I saw the cop turn around and follow me, I was worried that he might stop me and ask me for some ID, and I didn't have any, and what that might lead to.
The cop takes a good look at Carson and then shrugs him off. Carson knows he's just had a very close call.
I never thought I was free and clear. I knew that any moment, you know, it could all go sour.
Louisiana police may have nearly missed a fugitive, but Florida police now have the break they've been waiting for. Bill Farmer learns that a neighboring sheriff's department has a reliable informant, David Fox.
Fox, I want you to tell me where Carson is.
And they let him out because he told them he could find me.
I can find him real easy, but I can't do it from here.
He was an informant for Pinellas County, and he'd been informant on some biker activity.
Police are confident that Fox will lead them right to Carson. They release him from prison. Fox goes right to work looking for Carson. April 13th, 1992. Fox leaves a biker bar with 2 men. One of them matches Carson's description. The best lead investigators have walks out of a bar and steps directly into trouble.
Hey, what's going on?
Marvin Carson is on the lam, but police believe they are closing in on him. They have an informant named Fox who they think can get to Carson.
I can find him real easy, but I can't do it from here.
April 13th, 1992. Fox goes out to a biker bar in Central Florida.
And they said the last time he was seen was leaving a Panasofsky bar with 2 big guys.
But he's never heard from again.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, hey! Get down on your knees!
I wouldn't ride on a biker. I ain't a ride, okay?
Fox was made to kneel side of the road and he was shot in the back of the head, execution style.
When his body is found, police find what they believe is a calling card.
When they found him, they found my name in his pocket.
Police think Carson has struck again.
We felt that maybe this was Marvin Carson sending a message. If anybody's going to rat me out or inform on me, I'll take care of the problem.
Police believe Carson is toying with them. They think he's sending them a personal message.
We felt like he's put another body on us. He's killed another individual and dumped him on us, so to speak. And We want him real bad. We feel that he killed David Fox. He may kill again.
Carson claims to know nothing about the murder. He believes that Fox crossed the outlaws by informing on their activities, and that the outlaws are trying to frame him.
Well, I know what happened to him. The outlaws killed him. I told you what happens when you screw with them people. He turned one of their members over to the cops. I'm surprised it took as long as it did.
It's a clean knockoff. Police can't tie anyone, including Carson, to the crime. After Fox's murder, police sources completely dry up.
He was on the run, just staying with friends and hanging out in biker bars and safe houses, trying to stay one step ahead of us. And you're waiting on that next phone call, that next lead, and you're hoping for it. And it's just a great anticipation trying to get that next lead.
Carson knows that police won't give up their manhunt. He decides he's been in Louisiana long enough. He wants to stay on the move. Paranoid that police may be tapping phones, he uses a payphone to call his brother in Atlanta, Georgia.
I told him, I said, I need to come over and stay in Atlanta for a while, you know. I said, can you get me a place to stay over there? He took the next day off and he come over and got me.
Police refuse to back off this fugitive cold case.
We're constantly looking for him and looking for that next lead.
While police work to exploit any leads that come in, Carson is getting comfortable as a fugitive on the run.
My ace in the hole was the fact that not that many people knew where I was at for most of the time that I was gone. But you're always looking to see who and what's around you.
Carson feels safe in Atlanta, but to survive on the run, he needs more cash.
It's not easy to run if you don't have money, and it's kind of hard to get a job if you don't have your ID, and as soon as somebody knows who you are, then they're going to be coming after you. So it's very hard to be on the run if you don't have a lot of help.
Carson is desperate for cash. He calls a friend in Florida for help.
Did contact Chad again. Told her to sell my bike. I had a 50 Harley that I had just spent $20,000 rebuilding from the ground up.
Despite the inflow of cash, life on the lam is tough, even for a hardened biker.
It wasn't any fun. You get attached to people, you get attached to places. It's like a nightmare. You're not really living life, you're just existing from day to day.
Carson routinely calls in to check on friends and family. But in October of 1992, he's stunned by news of his co-conspirator, Michael Richardson.
He had come back from Vermont for his mother's funeral, and the cops got him at his mother's funeral.
Carson is learning about the arrest almost a year after it took place. The delayed news surprises Carson. He's even more shocked by Richardson's light sentence.
He sentenced him to 3 years for manslaughter without a firearm, running concurrent with a probation violation.
When Richardson is brought into custody, police try to extract information on Carson's whereabouts. But Richardson won't give anything up.
Just part of the deal in working with a motorcycle or a biker style culture that they're not going to assist law enforcement.
Carson immediately has a friend meet with a lawyer. He wants to know if he would also get a light sentence if he turned himself in.
The attorney told him that since Mike and I had both done the same thing, we both shot the guy, that they couldn't do anything to me but what they'd done to him. So I'm thinking I can do 3 years standing on my head. So that's when I decided to come back.
He's willing to risk going home to Florida, but he's not willing to turn himself in.
Once I figured that I wouldn't have to do any real time, you know. There was no reason for me to be anywhere but here. I decided to just go back to my old stomping grounds and go back to doing what I did best, partying. Turning myself in is against my religion.
November 1992. Carson returns to Florida and heads out with a friend to Red Fred's, a local bar in Plant City.
What do you want to drink? Yeah.
We're sitting in there drinking, and this cop walks in the bar and goes over and starts talking to the barmaid. And I told my friend, I said, I see the cops still come in here. And he said, no, they don't come in here. They don't come in here anymore at all. I said, oh, okay.
Carson knows he has to move fast to avoid capture.
When we saw the cop come in, I went out the back door. There's an alley between the bar and the building next door.
He tears out of the parking lot. He's barely a step ahead of police.
My luck, I get caught by a freight train. So I'm sitting there in the truck, and I look over to my right, and there's 8 cop cars sitting in that parking lot. I'm going, oh.
Carson is trapped by the passing train, and police are closing in on him. November 1992. Marvin Carson has eluded law enforcement for 16 months. Now, his fugitive days are in jeopardy. Floral City, Florida police respond to a tip that Carson is at a local bar. Carson slips out the back of the bar before police can grab him. His getaway is then stopped by a passing train.
I looked over and saw the cops. That got my heart rate up a little bit, you know. I didn't think they were ready for me. I didn't think I was ready for them.
After tense moments, the freight train passes. Carson speeds away before police realize what has happened.
Well, even though the police were after me, I was after a drink. I wanted a drink, and I was going to get one somewhere.
He heads into a second bar down the road. But a friend stops him with a firm warning.
Hey, how's it going, man?
My friend told me that it wasn't a good idea for me to go in that bar because the cops had just been there looking for me.
I owe you, man.
Carson moves on. He finds a third bar farther down the road and stops in for a drink. But his luck is starting to run out.
And I get a beer. And the next thing I know, I see these lights out there. And they're towing the truck.
Police have identified his truck and are hot on his trail. Once again, Carson slips out of the back of the bar before the cops can grab him. Now on foot, he's exposed. He remembers an old friend lives nearby. He goes there to hide out. For 5 weeks, Carson lives right under the nose of authorities. December 1st, 1992. Carson notices something unusual.
After I'd been out there a couple of weeks, this 4-door Oldsmobile, one of the old 70s, big, long, had 90% tint on the windows. You could tell even with the tint there was 4 guys in the car. So I'm thinking cops.
Carson knows that the cops are still looking for him. But at 6'5" and 200 pounds, Marvin Carson isn't afraid of anyone or anything. Carson figures that if his accomplice only served 3 years, he too will face a relatively short sentence.
I knew they were going to come get a warrant, come to the door sooner or later, you know, so I decided it was time. I rolled me a big old fat doobie up and smoked it. Put my Walkman on and went walking down the road. When I was walking out, the guys drove the Oldsmobile by me. I seen them driving by real slow and looking at me. I'm like, strange. So I went down and I got the newspaper and I started back. And they waited till I got on that long straight stretch.
The undercover officers make the call to move in on Carson.
Hey, I need to see some ID.
I just looked at him, I said, you know who I am. Get on the ground, get on the ground. You get on the ground. Thinking,
What took you guys?
about time. You know, took you long enough.
Sumter County, Florida sheriffs are relieved that this fugitive case is closed.
I would have loved to have been there doing the apprehension of Marvin Carson after, searching so many months for him. It was still great to know that he was in custody and he was going to be brought back here to stand trial.
September 1993. Marvin Carson goes to trial. District Attorney Bill Gross doesn't buy Carson's claim that he killed Richard Hawk in self-defense.
We were not in a dealing mood with Mr. Carson. Looking at his background, the fact that this was the second person he had killed, there was not going to be any dealing with Mr. Carson. I sought the death penalty. I truly believe to this day that some people do not deserve the death penalty for first-degree murder. Mr. Carson, however, does.
June 23rd, 1994. The 12-member jury returns the verdict. Guilty.
He had an excellent lawyer, and his lawyer argued eloquently for his life. He fought tooth and nail, and he was successful in saving Mr. Carson's life. He should be on death row.
Carson receives a life sentence for the murder of Richard Hawk. He is now incarcerated at the maximum security Polk Correctional Facility in Polk City, Florida.
He's still a dangerous individual if he was to ever get out of prison. I firmly believe he's where he belongs.
Convicted murderer Marvin Carson almost got away with it. And today, he has few regrets.
Too many people spend their time thinking about tomorrow and they're gone today.
Carson still maintains he fired his gun in self-defense. And rather than spend the rest of his days behind bars, he wanted another outcome.
I wanted him to give me the death penalty at that point. I told my attorney that I wanted the death penalty, and he said, "Are you crazy?" And I said, "Probably."